Hey, it's Mark Lanier with your video thought for the day. All right, I hope you've enjoyed this week. I've certainly had a good time making these. Big shout out to Jarrett Stevens, Pastor Jarrett, for suggesting this for a set of topics this week. But I've been looking at cliches, ones that you commonly hear, at least in a community of faith. And the one that I thought I would finish the week out with is one that I heard just the other day. Here it is. Have you ever heard this? When God closes a door, he opens a window. This is a common cliche. It's got all the hallmarks of a good soundbite. It's short, it's kind of punchy, it's got a little it rolls off the tongue easy. It's very memorable. Got kind of a nice hook, to use a musical term. But I asked the question, is it biblical? And my answer is no, I don't think so. At least not as an all-consuming statement. There may be times where God closes a door and opens a window, don't get me wrong. But as a just factual statement, I think it is not only wrong, but I think it misunderstands and oversimplifies how we go about trying to determine what decisions we make and what we're going to do in our lives. So, for example, we know that and it's common sense, but it's recorded in the Old Testament prophet Jeremiah, the 17th chapter, the 9th verse, that the heart is deceitful above all things. Jeremiah says, and desperately sick, asking, who can understand it? Then he adds to that the Lord himself searches the hearts and the minds and deals with people appropriately there. But this whole question of the heart is deceitful is one that we need to always be cautious about. Because it means when we want something, sometimes, even if it's not godly, we will rationalize it in our brains. We'll figure out why it's okay for us, or it's okay at the moment, or surely the concerns of this are overblown. And that's some of the rationalization that goes on in the human brain. I dare say that's one of the reasons we have so many people in prisons and jails. I read a survey the other day, and the survey said that, I wrote the statistics down here in my book. It says 40% of the millennial generation, that's who was being surveyed, admitted to lying to their boss to avoid embarrassment. I mean, we do things that we wouldn't ordinarily do. We have an agenda in our heart and in our brain. And the scary thing is sometimes God closes a door because he doesn't want us to go there. He's not closing a door and then opening a window. Sometimes his answer is simply, no, that's not where you need to go. That's not what you need to be doing. So I think that discerning the will of God is something that's more simple than just driving hard to get what we want and trusting God's going to open a window if a door closes. I think discerning the will of God is something that requires a lot of prayer. It requires seeking the heart of God and the understanding of God beyond that of our own heart and mind. It involves studying his word. It involves prayerfully seeking his guidance and counsel. It involves going to other godly people and listening to them. It's not so simple as this is the direction I want to go, and if God closes a door, he'll open a window. God only provides a way if it's God's way. So that's my thoughts on this as I wrap this up, and that is your video thought for today. Have a great weekend. I'm eager to talk to you again on Monday.